This video is a follow-along mobility flow to bring you into your spine and hips, to waken them up and move you further down the path to movement freedom. The only equipment you'll need is a glute band for band side steps. Also, a yoga mat or something soft could be helpful if you're working on a hard surface, because we're going to be in quadruped on hands and knees for a little bit of time. This is an I go, we go workout, which means I'm going to show you how to do everything first, then we're going to do it together. So let's go ahead and get started. Watch me. We're going to begin with segmented cat-cows from the quadruped position. So we're going to flex and extend with every breath, but we're going to segment. So we're going to start just at the lower part of the spine, only flexing and extending the very bottom vertebrae. And then we're going to move up a little further and continue doing 2 minutes up and 2 minutes down, beginning in 3, 2, 1. And let's begin at the bottom of the spine, inhaling to flex and exhaling to extend. Right now you're really just swiveling your pelvis. Move another vertebrae up. Inhale, flex so that the peak of the flexion is just above the base of the spine, and then exhale, extend. And then with the next breath, move a little further up and continue on your own. Really bring your focus into the spine here, into each small segment. You're going to find that some parts of the spine move well and others move in chunks, or you don't have an awareness of. We're at 1 minute now. We've got 1 minute to go on the way up, so you should only be about halfway done. Now, what I was saying here is, when you get to those sections that don't move as well, or that you don't have as much of a sensitivity to, spend a little more time there. Keep focusing and even use your imagination, and eventually those wires will connect. 25 seconds to go. So we should be moving up around the shoulder blades. Ten seconds. Keep working the cervical spine. And now, starting from the top, let's do the same thing, working our way down. Start just at the base, or the base of the head and the top of the cervical spine. All this cervical spine work at the top is great for undoing desk and device life. Moving down, making our way to the top of the thoracic spine. As we get into the shoulder blades, the whole spine will begin moving more, but you're just focused on the peak of the arch and extension being specific segments. Remember, inhale on the flexion, exhale on the extension, halfway there. Take your time. And if you want to take more time than I'm giving it in this flow, just pause the video and work a little bit more on the areas that don't work as well, that you want to spend a little more time. 30 seconds left. Ten seconds left. Should be pretty close to the bottom here. We're going to transition in 3, 2, 1, and eyes on me. What I want you to do now is kick your left leg out and get into this quadruped position with a kickstand here, hips between the knees, and we're gonna push the hips back with an exhale and inhale as we come forward. And when you push your hips back, you're gonna feel an intense groin stretch in both sides, but really in the leg that's straight, in that left leg that's kicked out. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, push the hips back, finish the exhale, feel that groin stretch. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, move back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. Keep working for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch me. Now we're going to do shoulder rotations, turning towards the left. Ready, begin. Reach through the armpit and then rotate the shoulders. Inhale to reach through. Exhale to rotate, hips stay still. Still pushing the hips back into that groin stretch and focusing on separating the shoulders and hips. So really focusing on the thoracic spine rotating here. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, finish. Let's switch our kickstand. So now kick the right leg out. And let's begin with our wrist rocks in 4, or hip rocks in 3, 2, 1. Exhale to push back into that groin stretch. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back. Inhale, forward. Keep working. 20 seconds to go. We're going to transition to the rotations in 2, 1. Let's transition to the rotations here, reaching through and then rotating up with the right arm. Here we go. With the right arm, reach under the left armpit, then turn, rotate up with an exhale. Finish that exhale, extend the arms. Right back into the next rotation. Still pushing the hips back into that groin stretch. Focusing on trying to rotate the rib cage as much as we can for another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. Eyes on me. We're gonna get up into our middle split. Good mornings. And at the end of each set, we're gonna do some rotations. Be ready in 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those feet together. Push the hips back to get down. Keep that spine extended. Come back up. Make sure we're bracing the core. Exhale down. Inhale up. Remember, squeeze those feet to activate those adductors so that we can lengthen and strengthen them at the same time. 15 seconds to go. At the end of this, we're going to freeze in the bottom of our last rep and then practice shoulder rotations. Be ready in 3, 2, 1, freeze. Now let's rotate the shoulders, but keep squeezing the feet. Keep rotating, 15 more seconds. Exhale to turn. Inhale as you go to the other side. Exhale to finish. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. Let's get your band, and we're gonna do band side steps, changing levels as we go. We're gonna start high with just a little bit of hip flexion here, okay? Be ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Just one step over, one step back. One step over, one step back. Keep the feet and knees pointed straight ahead. Keep that core engaged. Should be feeling it in the side of the glutes here. And get lower. Still moving. And get even lower. Get those knees wide. Working different angles of hip abduction here. And finish. Take it off. And we're going to go back to the middle split good mornings. Shake the legs out a little bit, do some loosening work. Okay, here we go. Begin in 5, 4. Get in your middle split and begin. Exhale down, inhale up. Squeeze those feet. Here's a little pro tip. Really try to nail the big toe, ball, and inside of the heel into the floor. Not only is that going to help engage the adductors, that's also going to help with ankle strength, protecting you from sprained ankles. Push those hips back to get down. Keep the spine extended. See how the back of my head's in line with my spine. That's what I want you to do. For another 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's freeze and rotate. Rotating around the spine, still keeping the integrity of squeezing our feet, bracing the core. We are rotating around a braced core. That's the challenge. And break. All right, let's transition to our 3-level band side steps. This time, let's start low. We're going to begin in 3, lowest position, 2, 1. Here we go. 1 over, 1 back. Try to get your thighs parallel to the ground. Maybe even under parallel. Okay, get a little higher, over and back. Hips just a little higher than knees now. And stand up a little more. Still a little bit of knee and hip flexion, but pretty upright at this point. And break. Great job. That's the flow. Appreciate you working with me. If you feel like you need a little bit more work, particularly in the spinal segmentation, please go back and work that a little bit more. As I like to say, we're only as old as our spine feels and moves, so you can never get too much spinal work. It's been a pleasure practicing with you. See you in the next practice. Move freely, my friend.